for today's review, I didn't really know if I should either review the Tom and Jerry movie or the new SpongeBob movie. But because there's been more people that have been wanting me to review the new Tom and Jerry, I decided to finally sit down and watch it. Now, growing up with Tom and Jerry, I'm just gonna go right back and say, the original theatrical shorts are some of my favorite cartoons of all time. They just had great slapstick, and on top of that, the characters were just so goofy that you just had to laugh at them. Sadly though, Tom and Jerry don't work when they're being put into Hollywood, and Tom and Jerry the movie, as its own standalone film, is very bad. It doesn't stay true to what Tom and Jerry originally had, and on top of that, I don't think it had anything to do with Tom and Jerry. Well, we'll get to those flaws in a minute. Let's take a look at the story. Tom and Jerry's owners are moving out, but they get thrown out of the van, and so they're left behind. The house is knocked down, and so the two don't have a place to live. Eventually they come across a dog, and he teaches the two about friendship. After the two escape from a cat gang, they meet up with a little orphan girl who's trying to escape from her evil aunt. Eventually, Tom and Jerry decide to agree to help the girl get back home, where it turns out she's needed for a lot of money. So now the two cat and mouse must try to find a way to get her home while also learning more meaning of friendship. Now, let's get to what I actually like about the movie. The animation, for the most part, is actually pretty cute. It's got some good coloring effects, and on top of that, the animation for a Tom and Jerry movie is really not that bad. Though granted, it doesn't look as good as the original theatrical shorts, as a movie, it's decent. Plus, the voice acting is actually pretty decent too, even from our two main characters. Okay, well, not all of them, but we'll get to that in a second. So let's talk about the problems I have with this movie, because to be honest, there's a lot I don't like about this movie. Let's talk about the biggest problem, which actually isn't Tom and Jerry talking, but the story itself. It has nothing to do with Tom and Jerry. It's just mainly focused on the girl, and they're trying to help her get back home. Guys, this is called Tom and Jerry for a reason. Everything related to this was about Tom and Jerry. This was supposed to be about them. The only spotlight they have is in the first 10 minutes, and this is like the best part of the movie. Everything else just goes, they're just like, hey, let's just throw that story out and just bring in a new story because we think it will progress along nicely. I suppose they did want to add some more conflict to the story, but come on guys, this story would rather be suited for another movie. You can't do a story like this when you're putting two of the most recognizable characters of all time into it, because then it just takes him out of it. Tom and Jerry, to me, they're like major characters. They don't have much to do with the story. And speaking of Tom and Jerry, my other flaw with the movie, why are they talking? Okay, granted, they did talk in the show and the theatrical shorts, but why here? They didn't need to talk, and their voices are off. Why does Tom sound like this? And why the hell does Jerry sound like a little kid? They only talked in the original theatrical shorts because they were needed to talk at specific moments. Here they're constantly speaking. They don't need to speak. They only need to talk when it's necessary. And also, why does every character keep singing in this movie? None of these songs are memorable, and I forgot about them even after I finished watching the movie. And pretty much every character, aside from Tom and Jerry, are so forgettable. I forgot their names, I forgot they were like. Like I said, the only characters I remembered were Tom and Jerry because, like I said, they are really popular, recognizable characters, and the story has nothing to do with them. So why was this movie made? Why exactly was this movie made?
We've got to have money.
There's your answer right there. In conclusion, I hate the Tom and Jerry movie. It doesn't stay true to what the original Tom and Jerry movie had. Hell, the other Tom and Jerry movies do so much better than this because, let's be honest, they kinda stay true to what Tom and Jerry does. This does not. The characters are forgettable, the story is forgettable, the songs are forgettable, and on top of that, I hate the fact that the two main characters are talking and that the story has nothing to do with them. That's why I will give this film a 3 out of 10. It's not worth watching, and I don't want to see this movie ever again. It's just terrible. I can't believe that this is worse than something like Racist Mario. This movie is bad. I need to sit down and watch something more relaxing. Like maybe the new SpongeBob movie.